It's what Giselle would have wanted, to take care of people, the population she cared about.
A mother is turning her loss into a way to help inmates at the Arapahoe County Jail get on the right track as they start a new life. Gelli's Community Fridges mission is about addressing food insecurity in the community and making sure that no one goes hungry.
Lisa Ridenour is the person behind this incredible food pantry, and we want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now talk to us a little bit about Gelli.
So Gelli was the nickname of my daughter, Giselle, and she passed away 5 years ago from an accidental drug overdose. She was 24 when she passed away.
So young. How did dealing with her death lend you to starting this food pantry and giving back in the way that you have?
So it was a process. Really, I think it was part of my own grief process. I was living in Philadelphia at the time she passed away, and community fridges were very big there during COVID, as they were in a lot of cities. And that's where I first heard of the idea of a community fridge, and something about it just really tugged at me and honestly wouldn't let go. And so when I had an opportunity to move back to Denver, the thought just wouldn't leave me. And it just felt like something that had to come out. And it was a beautiful way to remember her, because she very much cared about everything social justice related, and food was her love language. She loved to feed people, and so it just seemed to really marry who she was and what she cared about and what she was passionate about doing.
Wow, Lisa, keeping your daughter's legacy alive. How did the Arapahoe County Jail get involved? How did you decide to combine that?
It was a really interesting way that came about. I was doing a presentation for nonprofits that work in the area of homelessness, and telling them about Gelli's Community Fridge. We had, I think, 3 locations at that time. And the sheriff's office reached out to me and said, "We love what you're doing, and we want one at the jail." And I first thought, it's a strange place to put one. But then it really made sense the more we talked about it. People leaving incarceration usually leave in very early hours or late hours of the day. They have no resources, no food, a lot of times no transportation. And so there is a connection. Research has shown a connection between hunger and relapse. And so it really spoke to me that this was a way, by providing food to people as they're leaving incarceration, could help prevent them from having a relapse. That just really spoke to me. I've been told many times that that it's easier when you are living on the street to get drugs than it is to get food. And so a lot of times people will use drugs not to feel hunger. And so I want to be able to provide the resources people need so that they leave incarceration and are successful, don't have to come back.
It's really good for you for focusing your efforts on this population that I feel like is oftentimes so forgotten, but recidivism and rehabilitation is so important, because there is a future for a lot of these folks getting out of jail, getting out of prison, to continue their lives and to better themselves. And you're helping in that effort. So you should feel really, really good about that. How difficult is it to get the resources and to keep this going?
Well, and not just overlooked, but I think a lot of times there's judgment around that space. I think there are a lot of people who are very giving and want to help others, but a lot of times we qualify who you have to be in order to get help. And so a lot of what I do is about reducing stigma, reducing judgment. If you're hungry, I don't care how you got to that space, I want to help feed you. I want you to be successful and have what you need, because if you're hungry, it's really hard to get anything else in your life in order and get up on your feet if you struggle with getting food.
How do you remain successful? Do you have volunteers? Is there a need for volunteers? Where can people go?
You can go to our website, gellisfridge.org, and we always have a need for volunteers, and especially people willing to support us financially. We have a lot of great community partners that provide food for free, but I also use a lot of our cash donations to go out and purchase food. And keep those fridges and pantries stocked. The last thing I ever want to happen is someone to come to get food from one of our fridges and pantries and it be empty. That breaks my heart.
Well, you're incredible. Seriously, thank you
you
for the work that you're doing and sharing some of it with us today.
Thank you for having me.